Are you done now? Cool, lay down. Sorry, my dog was just scratching aggressively. Alright, so anyway. Um, Now, back to what I was saying. Um, a lot of people already struggle with depression, anxiety, bipolar, all these different mental health issues. COVID made that worse for a lot of people, especially during that quarantine that we had for most of 2020. Um, so with that being said, I myself struggle daily with depression and anxiety both, and I feel like I'm bipolar, but I have not had that diagnosed. So what I'm wanting to do in the year of 2022 is I'm wanting to take uh, my brand, my channel, and I'm wanting to turn it into a safe place where anybody that has any kind of mental health disorder can come in, they can feel accepted, they can feel welcomed, they can feel like they can actually be themselves. They don't have to worry about being judged or being put down. Um, I want them to have a place where they can go to have fun and they can escape the reality and the torture that they live in, because a lot a lot of people a lot of people struggle so bad. A lot of people are on multiple different medications, and a lot of people, they go to therapy, they do all these steps to try to help themselves, and you know what happens? It doesn't help them. They still end up feeling like they're completely lost. They aren't worth anything. Like, I don't know how many people I've talked to that feel like their lives are worthless. They don't mean anything to anybody. Like, they're just here and they shouldn't be. And it kills me. And it kills me because I know how that feels. I deal with that every single day. Like, I don't know how many times I've thought that exact same thought about, why am I here? What am I doing? Like, I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I don't tell a whole lot of people this just because it's a very sensitive subject for me. But 2020, last year, after COVID hit, around here especially, it was really hard. Um, it was really hard to try to get a job down here. Like, I was applying constantly, and people were just like, one second, I'm sorry. But people, all these companies, they were hiring, and they wouldn't, like, they would say they were hiring, but they didn't want to hire people because of the pandemic and because of the fact that we were on quarantine and whatever. So we ended up last year, before me and my now ex-wife, before we actually split and got our divorce, we were miserable all year. And um, I remember there was one day last year where we had woke up, we slept in, and we had woke up and the power had been shut off because we hadn't been able to pay the bill. And I remember she had left to go talk to her family about trying to, like, help us pay it to get it turned back on, because at the time we had 3 kids, but one of them was my stepson, so I don't see him now. Or I do, but not a lot. Um, but while she was gone, I had my kids there with me, so she didn't have to take them, and they were in the back of the house taking a nap. And I remember, man, at that time I had a job that I had started not long before that because I had finally gotten one. But I hadn't gotten my paycheck yet. I couldn't get any of the bills caught up. And I remember there was that one day when that happened that I was sitting in the living room while she was gone. And I got really close to ending it all. And I ended up breaking down. And she actually never knew about it. I never told her. One of the things that stopped me from that happening was the fact my kids were in the back of the house, and the fact that my kids existed, and I was actually, part of their lives. Last year was rough. This year was pretty rough for a lot of people. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that I want to turn the content that I make into something that's extremely positive, and maybe and I say this in the most humble way possible. I swear to all that's holy. I say this in the most humble way possible. But maybe, just maybe, the content that I'm making and the brand that I'm building can actually save at least one life. If all I ever accomplish is saving one person's life, that'll make it worth it. Because to a lot of people, what we do is we just sit here and we play video games on a camera, live, to the internet. That's a lot of people think that that's all we do. But in reality, when you're a streamer, you're not just sitting down to play games in front of a bunch of people. In reality, being a streamer is building a personality that people can connect with, that people feel safe with, and that people look forward to. And that alone is what we're trying to... Exactly, those people have no clue. None. All these people that think, like, that streamers are literally just people who get paid to play video games. No, that is not a thing. That is not... And the thing is, there are some streamers out there that do it for that reason. But for me, I'm wanting to do it a little bit differently. I'm wanting to do it where I can make a difference in people's lives. We as a community. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to save people. I'm going to try to make people feel better. No, we as a community are setting out on a goal from 2022 and beyond to try to save people and make them feel better from their day-to-day life. That is what we're going to do. Now, another thing. I was on the phone with my brother tonight before I started streaming. And it is my move, but it is our quest to accomplish together as a community. Now, like I said, I was on the phone with my brother before I started streaming. And he doesn't know a whole lot about what I do with the streaming thing. But while we were on the phone, he was like, hey, how do I become part of Broccoli Gaming? I was like, I honestly forgot that I ever even partially went by that name. I was like, Broccoli Gaming isn't a big group or anything like that. Broccoli Gaming is like just a name that I went by online. And then I started thinking about it while I was on the phone with him. I was like, you know what, man? It would actually be really cool to get people involved in something like Broccoli Gaming. It's kind of like your idea with Pool Force, and I don't mean to sit here and seem like I'm taking that away from you, because I'm not. It's like, I want to be able to put people together for Broccoli Gaming. They can stream together, they can game together if they want to, but the most important thing is the fact that there's a community of people that are all about trying to change others' lives. That's the biggest thing to me. Like, a lot of streamers, they get started because they want to make money. They want this to be their job. They don't want to have to work a real job. They'd rather just sit here and do this all day. When I started, I wanted to make money with it. I still wouldn't mind to, but that's not... most of the money, and I had told myself this when I first started streaming, I was like, most of the money that I make from this, if I ever get to that point, is going to be for charity, period. I don't want. How do you pronounce that? I don't want to sit here and be extremely selfish and use my platform or my brand to just become some celebrity or whatever. That's not. He said, I don't know. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I want to be able to make sure that there are people who understand, hey, we struggle with you. We understand exactly how you feel every single day. And if you show up, oh, okay. There should be like a pronunciation thing on there somewhere you could probably check. But that's all I'm saying. You know, if I can get this community together and we can make people happy. And like you said earlier, I skipped over it. I didn't mean to. I'm rambling on. Wherever you said it, I don't know where it went. Ah, there it is. One smile a day. That is the biggest accomplishment that we could make. Now, the other thing that I had told myself, or there was a slogan that I was using for a long time, and it said, my cord touched my hand, and I thought there was something on me, dude. I almost just jumped out of my skin. But I used to have a slogan on my channel somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but it said something along the lines of changing the world one stream at a time. And I still firmly believe in that. So, for 2022, we are going to stream more. We are going to put our content out more so that a lot more people see it. And we are going to brand ourselves. And I say all of these hours and we's and everything else because this is not just me. This is bigger than me. We're going to do all of this together. And we're going to make sure that the people who struggle day in and day out, and even if they don't struggle, they're more than welcome. Everybody's welcome. But the people who struggle day in and day out know where they can go for support, for guidance, for friendship, everything.